The Hunt is Roblox's first event in, I don't freaking know, ages. There's like over 90 games to play, and I don't know where to start. But the first accessory you can get requires 5 badges from any of these 90 plus games. So here's the easiest games that I found to help you get that badge. The first one's Football Fusion. I don't know, I like sports, and plus the tasks are pretty easy. All you have to do is get 1 catch, whether it be an offensive catch or an interception, and a tackle. That's literally it. Once you've got your catch and your tackle, you're done with Football Fusion. Moving on to spray paint, you're gonna wanna talk to this little guy next to the garage at the spawn, and he's gonna give you a little task. Once you're done speaking with him, you're gonna wanna go down into the subway station and speak to a little guy leaning up against a wall. A thief. Now this thief wants you to draw him a self-portrait, but if you're like me and you don't know how to draw, you don't actually have to do that. You can just spray paint white paint and that will count. Yeah, I don't think they thought this one through. Once you spray paint enough, then the thief will count it as a self-portrait. Yeah, and then he doesn't even help you afterwards, so you have to go find 9 spray cans on your own. The first one's in the subway station, so that's pretty easy. The next one is right outside the subway station on this little scaffolding, as you're gonna wanna climb up all the way to the tippity top, and you will find a spray can there waiting for you. Next, you're gonna wanna climb up this little ladder next to a giant billboard, and there will be another spray can waiting. After that, you're gonna wanna go back to the guy who you originally spoke to when you started this mission, and get one of the spray cans lying in the trash can. And there's also one right next to him in the little factory area. If you just go up the stairs, you will find another spray can. 2 for 1. Then you're gonna wanna go to the garage next door, where you'll find another spray can. After that, you're gonna want to go through the tunnel into this little cargo train area where you'll find yet another spray can. We're on 7 of 9, we need 2 more. After that, head down into the sewer next to the garage that we were just at. Why didn't I do this in order? Never mind that. Just go into the sewer and collect that spray can. Lastly, you're gonna wanna go way high up for this one, where you shall find the final spray can sitting above all the rest. Once you found all 9 spray cans, return to Joe, the guy who we met at the start, and you shall earn your badge, and also a very interesting show. Dang, he's got moves. I could sit here all day watching this. Oh, what am I doing with my life? I'm watching some Roblox dude hit some sick moves. It's kind of hot. Wait, what? Anyways, on to the next game. Emergency Response Liberty County seems like an easy one, so let's give it a go. First of all, you're gonna wanna go to the city park right next to the spawn. If you don't know where it is, it's right here on the map. You're gonna wanna go to that exclamation mark that I've highlighted. Once you're at the city park, you're gonna wanna go to the statue in the middle and find a little piece of paper which has a riddle. In a place where doctors roam and healing feels like home, look for the light that's big and round, where quiet heroes are found. Basically, you just gotta go to the hospital, which is right next door. That was barely even a drive. Once you're in the hospital, you're gonna wanna go to the right and go upstairs into the surgery area, where you're gonna wanna enter surgery room 2, where you shall find your first coin. The next riddle says, in the town's oldest frame stands a building with no name. Should I do the accent? I don't know. Never used, but holds a tale where past and present. We even say, I can't read that. And if you get stuck at any point along this journey, you can get some hints by going to the top right of the menu. But this one is right next to the hospital. In fact, we drove past it, actually. And you shall collect your second coin. The third riddle says, where giants stand with arms stretched wide, 2 stacks reach high, side by side. It's the factory. You just gotta go to the factory across the river. Ignore the cops chasing you, as you'll just want to cross the bridge into the factory area, where you'll find 2 giant stacks standing right next to each other, and in the little industrial yard, you shall find your third and final coin. Now, there's 12 coins you can collect here. If you play Emergency Response Liberty County a lot, maybe you want to go for those other coins, but we're not here to do that. We're just here to get our badge and get out. The next game is Escape Running Head, and this one is pretty easy. You don't have to actually do anything out of the ordinary here. You just have to complete the obby as you normally would, and at the end of each stage, you'll find a little star that you have to collect. By the time you get to stage 1, whoa, jeez, that surprised me. By the time you get to stage 1, you'll find your first star. we're on to stage 2. Stage 2's a little more claustrophobic. You're in a little wooden place with a lot of doors and, you know, you gotta try not to get caught by giant heads. Once you get to the end of stage 2, you will find a green star. Then you're gonna wanna climb up the stairs and move on to stage 3. Stage 3, I'm not gonna lie, was probably the easiest of them all for me. I just kept running and jumping, and that seemed to help me avoid all the giant head monster things. I don't even know what these things are called, but they're terrifying. By the time you get to the end of stage 3, you shall find waiting for you the pink star, and then you've completed the hunt quest for this game. We're on to the next one. We've taken a trip to Greenville, Wisconsin, where once you'll spawn in, you'll want to speak to this guy right next to the entrance of the car dealership. He's gonna give you the tasks that you're gonna need to do. Our goal here is to find 8 objects scattered across Wisconsin, and then you've completed this task. It's pretty easy, but it's also pretty time-consuming too, so you might want to put aside 15 minutes or so to complete this one. Oh, and also, feel free to ignore the traffic laws. I mean, come on. Who's enforcing traffic laws in this game anyway? Oh, Jesus, I've crashed my car. Once you get to each object, you're gonna get a little mini-game. I don't know if it's a random mini-game each time, but what I seemed to find was that there were 3 mini-games that you'll want to do. The one that you're seeing on screen right now is some kind of memorized pattern game, or whatever, which is actually the hardest. The next object is at a farm, which you're gonna wanna go into the sewer below, and you shall find a little disc here. And again, the minigames may vary by each object, so if you get a different minigame than what I get, don't panic, just try to get it done. And of course, a little tip, if you click the hunt icon in the top right, and then click find location, it will actually help you a lot more in finding each object. So I highly recommend you do it. Otherwise, you'll probably be here for hours on end. The third object is at Best Buy behind some trash bins, and this minigame's pretty easy. All you have to do is just spam E. I mean, that is probably the easiest one of them all. After that, you're gonna wanna head to this little quarry area, not too far from the Best Buy, where you're gonna find a little computer chip. After you've completed that minigame, head down to this little weird place by the lake. There's a tunnel in here, in which if you go through the tunnel, at the end, you will find a gas canister sitting alongside the wall. Once you complete that minigame, you can get out of there, because that place is probably not structurally sound. After that, keep following the little find location meter, and it will take you to this little soccer field and fishing pier, where you shall go to the trash can and solve another minigame. This is getting pretty repetitive. The next object is on Greenville Drive, near this little gas station and some resting stop. You'll want to go behind there, past the bathrooms, where you shall find your next object. Just press E, or whatever minigame comes up, I honestly don't know. The last object that you'll need to find is at the airport, unless you're me, in which case you're gonna fail to find the airport 3 times over and over again. Please promise me you'll do better than me, okay? Look, I'm not good with these scavenger hunt games. I am willing to admit that now. Once you get to the airport, drive onto the airfield, where you will want to go to the runway, where you shall find your last item. After you complete that minigame, you shall receive the badge, along with a car, if you choose to continue playing Greenville, and some money, too. Hey, I like that. That's cool. Thank you very much. The car is kinda cool, I guess. It's a police car? Oh, and never mind, I've crashed the car. Okay, on to the hub. And whatever else next we have to do is actually return to the hunt hub, where you shall go to the other side of the spawn and collect your first item, or maybe not your first item, I don't know, like, my first item, but also maybe your first item. It's a little necklace, and it's pretty cool. I'm a fan of it. Look at that, it looks cool. And also it came with a t-shirt for some reason. Cool, yay, hunt.